Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel. Peter Likes Books, and I am back here to make the announcement for the March True Crime Book Club book, as well as kind of discuss some things for April with True Crime Book Club that I run with my good Judy Mel. Hey Mel, how are you? Everybody go follow Mel, and I have her Instagram listed below. It's Ginger Gonzo Reads. That's her Bookstagram Instagram account. She also has a crochet account. So go check that out because you can commission her to make you ponchos and blankets and little doggy scarves and little figurines of your pets and things like that. She is like so fantastic with her crochet. So for a very small price, you can commission her to, you can send her a picture of your pet and she will do one. She did one for me of Pee-Pee, the flying chihuahua with little wings on his back, and it was just, I keep it next to my bed, and it's just fantastic. So I will link both of I will link her crochet and her Bookstagram below. So, well, her Instagram is like forever linked below. You can always check it out. But anyway, so just to get into this really quick, our February True Crime Book Club book, which we still have not confirmed the date for our book club live discussion. So it will be either, I think it will be either, it should be this Sunday or next Sunday. But we will post it on the Facebook group and let you guys know when we're going to do that. But the February book is Hell in the Heartland by Jax Miller. Fantastic. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I've talked a lot about it in book vlogs. I've talked a lot about it on my vlog. Mel loved it as well, and it was Mel's pick, so thank God, Mel, that you picked this book, because it was just so good. And Jax Miller has become somebody that I would like to consider a friend. I think she is just fantastic. One of the things that I just love so much about her is that it's not just about her, like, this story that she wrote and followed that she's interested in. I mean, she's really dedicated to true crime in general and does a lot of speaking engagements and fundraising and things like that. She's very involved in the case about Delphi in Indiana, and she interacts with a lot of people, and you know, I just noticed yesterday on Twitter she was putting out things about missing people, and I just love that, and she's been very, very interactive with both Mel and I think other people as well in a True Crime Book Club over this book and questions that we've had and things like that, and she just is phenomenal, and I think she's just, you know, and then okay, so if you didn't know this, on HBO Max, there's also a 4-part series on Hell in the Heartland, and Jax is part of the whole, the series. It's basically about her going and writing the story. I mean, her investigation into the story, and it's very, very interesting, but you get to see her, and it's like so cool to have read the book and then get to see her, you know, and she's one cool chick. I love her. So anyway, Jax, I love you if you're watching this, and I just feel really just honored to have met her and got to talk to her, you know, all out of the love of this book that Mel picked a fantastic book. Mel, you did a great job. And so that was really, really cool. I wanted to say that. But there was something else I wanted to say about that too. Actually, so I asked Jax, because there's a story about our March book had to be pushed to April. So I asked Jax, do you want to make a book recommendation for us? And so she recommended 2 books, one of which we had already read in a True Crime Book Club. It was the Osage County one about the beginning of the FBI. And the other book that she recommended is actually the book that we're going to be reading for this month of March coming up. So that was very exciting. The other thing I wanted to say is that my February book for Peter's Book Club is The Project by Courtney Summers. The winners of the 2 book giveaway have been notified, and those books are being sent out by the publisher. Or they have been sent out, I don't know. But anyway, that one is tied up like a present and put away, and on March 1st, I will be doing my review of that, and I will also be announcing my March book, which I have not decided yet, so if you have any suggestions, I have a couple books that I'm thinking about. If you have any suggestions, put it in the comment section below, and I'm kind of going between like 2 or 3 books right now. I'm trying to pick books that are newer, like in the last year, or newer than that, and that a lot of people are talking about, or that I think that are important books. There will be a lot of fun books in there as well that are, that are just thrillers for the fun of reading a thriller. I mean, they're not going to all be serious books. I can tell you the books that I'm looking at next month are rather serious books. I have like 3 books, and out of the books, one is about like race issues, one is about trans issues, and the other one is a historical piece of fiction. So I'm kind of like, I don't know why I'm being pulled to these books that I think are important discussions to be had for March. But I think after that, I'll probably be reading some fun stuff. Not that those aren't fun, but some books that are a little bit more lighthearted in the spring and the summer. Unless some really fantastic things come out that I feel like we need to read. But like Ready Player 1 or 2 would have been a book that I would have picked in the past for something, like that book club. But anyway, if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. All right, so are you guys ready for the March book? So many of you probably already know because you've already seen it on the Facebook. For the month of March, we are going to read, recommended by Jax Miller, the writer of Hell in the Heartland. I said, do you care if I announced that, or I mentioned that you recommended it? And she was like, no, I'd be honored. So anyway, we are reading People Who Eat Darkness, the true story. Hold on, let me get the screenshot of the book. People Who Eat Darkness, the true story of a young woman who vanished from the streets of Tokyo and the evil that swallowed her up, by Richard Lloyd Parry. And I actually already had this book downloaded on, I think I may have bought it on a sale or something, I don't know, on Audible. So I'm very excited about it. You can find this at the library, you can find this on Audible, half-price books, Barnes & Noble, thrift books, you can find this everywhere. We always make sure that all the books you can find at most places. Here is the synopsis. An incisive and compelling account of the case of 21-year-old Lucy Blackman, who stepped out into the vastness of Tokyo in the summer of 2000 and disappeared forever. The following winter, her dismembered remains were found buried in a seaside cave. The 7 months in between had seen a massive search for the missing girl involving Japanese policemen, British police detectives, Australian dowsers, and Lucy's desperate but bitterly divided parents. As the case unfolded, it drew the attention of prime ministers and sadomasochists, ambassadors and conmen, and reporters from across the world. Had Lucy been abducted by a religious cult or snatched by human traffickers? Who was the mysterious man she had gone to meet? And what did her work as a hostess in the notorious Roppongi, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry, district of Tokyo really involve? Richard Lloyd Parry, an award-winning foreign correspondent, followed the case since Lucy's disappearance. Over the course of a decade, he traveled to 4 continents to interview those caught up in the story, fought off a legal attack in the Japanese courts, and worked undercover as a bartender in a Roppongi strip club. He talked exhaustively with Lucy's friends and family and won unique access to the Japanese detectives who investigated the case. And he delved into the mind and background of the man accused of the crime, Joji Ibarra, described by the judge as unprecedented and extremely evil. With the finesse of a novelist, he reveals the astonishing truth about Lucy and her fate. People Who Eat Darkness is, by turns, a non-fiction thriller, a courtroom drama, and the biography of both a victim and a killer. It is the story of a young woman who fell prey to unspeakable evil and a loving family torn apart by grief. And it is a fascinating insight into one of the world's most baffling and mysterious societies, a light shown into dark corners of Japan that the rest of the world has never glimpsed before. I think it sounds fantastic, and I'm really, really excited about reading this. So please join along with us for the month of March. That will be the book that we're starting. As soon as you can read it. You can read it now if you want to, but as soon as our book club our live stream is done, we will start reading that. I need to check with Mel, and we need to finalize the date of when we're going to have the live stream. They are always at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sundays. It just depends on what Sunday that we have it on. Now, the reason why we had to push back our April book is because the book that we are reading for March doesn't come out until March. And the publishing company has been kind enough to do a giveaway for Mel and I of 15 books to members of the book club. So we're very, very excited about that. We're going to announce that giveaway around the 15th. We usually try to announce it around the 15th or after. I know this video is coming out really late, but we're going to be announcing the giveaway and the book for April in the middle of March sometime, probably 15th to the end of March, 15th to the 20th of March, so that people can get their books in time for the book club to start in April. But we're really, really excited about that, and we're really trying to do some things, in the future. We really like to work with CrimeCon, and we're really, thinking about doing some other things where we can work with other publishers and authors and things like that in the future to do some really, really cool stuff for the True Crime Book Club. So, and we have just asked a member of ours to, well, I'm going to announce this in here, and we were going to announce it in a live stream, but I'll put it in this video. I don't think Mel will care, just so that people will understand. There's a lot of people that come to the book club, and I will say, the book club now has like 3,500 members, which is a lot. It's really, really cool, and but we don't have a huge amount of people that come to the live stream, but enough, and it's really cool because for us, it's like we get to have like a really a fluid conversation that I think if there were 3,500 people in there, it would be really difficult to have. But we have anywhere from 50 to 100 people in every book club, which is really cool. The problem is that Mel and I are so focused on the conversation that is going on with whoever we're guesting at the moment, that we can't always keep up with the conversation on the side. And a lot of people are bringing up really, really valuable points in the typewritten, conversation that goes on, and where people are just leaving comments in the thread. And we also know that there are a lot of people that don't necessarily feel comfortable sharing and being guested or being on video, if that makes sense, for whatever reason. And but they want to be an active member of the book club as well. And we think that their thoughts and what they have to say are just as vital and just as important, even though they don't guest. And sometimes we don't get an opportunity to guest everybody that wants to be guested. So we have reached out to our good Judy Karen, that is a very, very prominent member of the book club. She's been in there for a long time, and she's very active, and she guests a lot. But she is also very, very active in the conversation that goes on. And we've asked her if she would be willing to kind of be in charge of the side conversation. And she's going to keep a spreadsheet of topics that come up and things that people say. And then we're going to guest her at the end of each live stream, and she's going to bring up the points that people brought up in the conversation. That way, when we're guesting people, the people that are being guested have a voice. The people that are in the side comments are like their topics that they're bringing up, or their comments are being heard as well, and then we can have a conversation about that, especially for those people that just they don't want to guess for whatever reason or not, and make it a more cohesive discussion, which it's just gotten bigger and bigger each time, which is really, really cool. When we started it, there would be like 20 people in there, and now we're at 50 to 100, and I hope down the road it'll even be more than that. But it's kind of nice at the same time that it's not like tons and tons of people, because everybody kind of gets to be able to say what they have to say, and it really feels like a legitimate book club where you're sitting there just having a conversation about the books, and it's the coolest thing ever, and I just love it. And I'm so grateful to Mel for being my partner, and I'm so grateful to Karen for taking on this role, and to everybody that is a member of that book club. It's just it's been probably I would have to say one of the top 2 or 3 things that has been the most profound since I have started on YouTube, all 6 channels. It's just been one of the coolest things for me, and I just love the book club so much. So I'm very excited about things that we have coming up. We have Summer of Serial Killers coming up. Every summer we read about serial killers. We're also thinking about books for the fall and winter already, and some books that we want to read, and some very exciting things for the future. So we'll be announcing those things shortly, and yeah, it's really cool. So please come over and think about joining us, and participating in the book club. And you don't even have to join the live streams. You could just read the book if you want to. But a lot of people have been asking, like with Peter's book club, how do you participate? All you have to do is just read the book. Okay, it's just really not that deep. I'm just announcing a book every month for on Instagram and Twitter that I am reading for the month, and that's Peter's book club choice, book club choice for the month, kind of like Oprah's book club. And then I'm doing one video review of it on the date that I announced the next book, which was the first of each month. And all you have to do is just pick up that book and read it, and that's how you participate. It's not that big of a deal. You put pictures up and tag me on it on Instagram. I think that would be cool. Show yourself reading, write your thoughts, then a little review on Instagram, whatever you want to do, you know. Put it in the comment sections of my videos. Feel free to put your review as well. I just want it to be kind of interactive that way, and not real deep, so that you guys can be like, oh, I'm reading, you know, the same book that Peter's reading right now, and, you know, and see my thoughts about it. And if you watch my vlog or over here, you'll hear what I have to say about it too. So I'm just always looking for books that people would recommend. And so when somebody recommends a book to me, I'm like, oh, I want to read that. And so I thought, well, this is a really cool way to do it. I'll just start Peter's Book Club, and then I'll make a book recommendation every month of something that I'm reading, and then we can read it all together, and it'll be really cool. So anyway, let me know what you think about all of that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.